Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando, and today we're going to be talking about Grant Cardone. What do I think about Grant Cardone? I get that question all the time. You know, people will come up to me because they know that I'm into real estate, and they will say, hey, I was looking at this guy called Grant Cardone on YouTube, and what do you think about that guy? And the short answer to that is like, meh. Grant Cardone. I mean, I don't really watch him. I mean, I used to watch him, but I really don't. And let me just start. If you don't know who Grant Cardone is a big YouTuber, big guy who's in real estate investing. He basically has a syndication fund that he was getting a lot of money from investors and investing into multifamily properties. And so he's a big personality that's on YouTube. He kind of has like this flashy salesman type of mentality. And that's just who Grant Cardone. So now that you kind of know who Grant Cardone is, let's talk about how I first was introduced to Grant Cardone. I first saw Grant Cardone on YouTube, me and my friends. And when I say friends, I mean one friend.
You just have to say that you're fine when you're not really.
We were, trading real estate videos back and forth, and we saw this guy, Grant Cardone, and he was doing the whiteboard thing where he was like, people were calling in and being like, I got this deal. Do you think it's a great deal? And then he was breaking down the numbers and saying, oh, this is a great deal, blah, 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 blah. And it was really cool to see someone actually break down the deal and tell you if it's good or not and why it's good and why it's not. And even though I knew pretty much everything that he was talking about, I just had not seen anyone break down the numbers and stuff on a public stage. So it was really interesting to see how he did things and how it was kind of a little bit different than other investors. It's just always good to see that variety. And so we saw that, and then it seemed like he kind of just branched off of that and then went into the crazy, what I say. Let's talk about the reasons why I don't particularly like him. Now, remember, this is my opinion, and it's just based off of me. So everybody has their own view on Grant Cardone, and this is my view. Okay, let's just first start with the salesman mentality. I don't really like the hard salesman, used car salesman type of approach. Grant Cardone reminds me of a, Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort type of person. Like, hey, sell me this pen type of person. And I just don't really do well with those type of individuals because, especially when it comes to a learning situation, it's always seems something like in the background that I can't put my finger on that is like, what is the motivation for you selling this? What is the reason why you're telling me this? There's always something. It's just a big question mark. So I really have an issue with that. And it just really doesn't go with my personality as far as I'm being a more conservative and not just a risky type of investor. So I really need to see the numbers, and I get more sales tactics than I do just seeing the numbers. Number two, one of the things that I really don't like about Grant Cardone is I don't really like the flashiness and the driving private jets, in your face, I'ma tell it to you like it is, type of personality that he has. I know a lot of people love that about him. They love him being direct and saying that, if you do this, you're a loser. If you're not, you're a winner and all that other type of stuff. But I don't really in particularly like that. And I understand the reason why he does that. He's a marketer, guys. Beyond everything else, Grant Cardone is a great salesman and marketer. That is his key. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing in commercial real estate and investing. Obviously that he does, right? But he knew to get into people's pockets, he had to be a great salesman, a marketer, and he's using YouTube and all these other social media platforms in a way to become a character where he's like in your face and, you want to be rich, you do this. If you don't want to be rich, then get out of the line and all that other stuff, right? He's like doing stuff like that is very, very just in your face type of, I would say it's kind of like, it's a good mix of like old and new school, or using old tricks in the social media digital age, I would say. So it's interesting to see how he does that, but it's just a little bit too brash for me. That's just for me. And I don't know if I want someone that's that brash to be managing my money. I mean, you got to remember, he's taking 25, 50,000 of your money and investing it. And it's obviously your choice to do that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm saying for me, the personality of Grant Cardone, it just really doesn't mesh with me. And so I would never invest with someone who has that type of attitude. That's just me. And then number 3 is a lot of Grant Cardone's, his beliefs, they really don't mesh up at all with just general real estate investing, right? So there's some key points that Grant Cardone just says, you're an idiot if you do this. If you buy your own home, you're an idiot. You're dumb. That's not investing, and something that you should never, ever, ever, ever do. I disagree with that. I think it's really simple. If you rent, you're giving that money to the landlord. You're giving it to someone else, and you're buying. Then you're giving that money back to yourself. You're investing into your own property that you will own. You're giving yourself equity. And to me, there's just no other answer. Why would you give money to someone else that is just gonna disappear versus giving money to a property that you're gonna own? It's just beyond me. But for some odd reason, Grant Cardone says that you shouldn't do that. Also, Grant Cardone says that no money down investing isn't investing. So for example, my first property that I bought was a duplex, and I bought it underneath my VA loan. And he is saying that since I didn't put any money down, it is not an investment. It is not. It's a waste of time. My answer to that would be like, well, I'm making a ton of money off of that property, and I also have a big amount of equity in that property. You couldn't tell me that that is not investing. You could not tell me that I shouldn't share that with others to do the exact same thing. One thing I think that Grant Cardone is missing is that most people do not have a big chunk of money to invest into real estate to begin with. So no money down or low money down programs are pretty much some people's only way to get into real estate. So for you to say that that is not investing, you know, it blows my mind. Of course it's investing. Of course it's investing. It's just a different type or a different way to invest. Then also too, Grant Cardone believes investing in duplexes or anything 1 to 4 units is ridiculous. You shouldn't do it. Why waste your time doing it? You only want to invest into big apartment complexes. Let me tell you guys, that is the farthest thing from the truth. That is the farthest thing from the truth. First of all, investing in residential real estate is a great way to start. It is a great way. Is there more money in commercial? Yes. But should you jump straight to commercial? Never. I would never advise that. You should always dip your toe in residential first before you move on to commercial, because it is a different game. So investing in residential is investing. You don't have to jump straight into commercial. But I also believe that the reason why he says that is because he runs a syndication fund where all he is investing is big apartment complexes. He doesn't want to tell you that, you know, investing in residential real estate is good. He doesn't want to tell you that because he wants you to drop money into his syndication fund and invest with him. So those are just some of the things that I think about Grant Cardone and what he says and how I approach him. I just look at Grant Cardone as an entertainer, as a person who's a marketer. You know, there are some things that he does well that I can appreciate. The way that he breaks down deals, especially early on in his YouTube like kind of career, he was breaking things down on the whiteboard and showing you ways to do things. I think that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that type of stuff. But, you know, all in all, I would say that Grant Cardone is just a person that I just kind of stay away from, that I, that I just kind of just go, oh yeah, he's a character, he's an entertainer. I mean, he's telling people that they're gonna 10x. I mean, that's his biggest thing is 10x. I would never tell someone that they're gonna 10x their return or 10x whatever. And I kind of know he kind of uses it as a gimmick, but I can promise you someone is investing in his fund thinking that their investment is going to get 10x because at some point in time he has said it. And that leads me to the situation at hand. He is being sued. There's a class action lawsuit. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 of them that are going on. You know, he stopped paying his investors at one point. You know, so there's a lot of stuff going on with Grant Cardone. I mean, you can just search on the internet yourself. You can see the lawsuits. The government is coming after him because he's been trying to look for investments by promising guarantees. He's been breaking the rules on the ways that you can get investors into your fund. You can't be advertising and all this other stuff. It is known. It is known that if you're going to do an investment fund, you can't go on and advertise to unaccredited investors and all this other stuff. There's just rules to this. And he knows it, but he's just breaking the rules anyway. And he's going to pay for it. But that's what I'm saying, guys. When you look at these guys, I don't want you to take this video and think, oh, Orlando is saying Grant Cardone is a bad guy. I don't want you to take that from it. What I want you to take from this video is I'm saying that you have to take the pieces that you want out of everybody that you watch to determine what is good about that person and move on. What's good about that person, move on. And try to form something of your own when it comes to the way that you want to invest your money, the way that you want to invest in real estate, the way you want to invest in stock. You cannot mimic one person's strategy because everybody's personality, everybody's risk management, and everybody's goals aren't the same. So you have to determine what's good for you, what's not good for you. And Grant Cardone is just one tiny sliver of a way to invest in real estate. It may not be the way that you want to invest in real estate. It may be the way that you want to invest in real estate. But the point of this video is to let you know that you have to create your own path. And Grant Cardone, for me, isn't for my taste. So once again, guys, if you got value out of this video, please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button and notification button. It always helps out my channel, as always. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.